join me on a Monday morning, that means one thing and one thing only. Let's pick this weekend's orders. First item that is sold this weekend is a Philips EM6146 pair of headphones, and they sold for £20. We are now going into the Z box, and we've sold this Toshiba power supply for a laptop for £9 whole. Does that mean I can retire now? Now going deep inside the B box, and we sold some Dragon snowboarding or skiing goggles for £11 whole. I treat you here, guys, with all the absolute bangers, don't I? £9, £11, £20. What's next? £6.95 is what next. I put this on auction just to see how Levi's would do on auction, and take it from me, not very well. £6.95 with one singular bid. I promise it only gets better, I think. I told you it gets better, ladies and gentlemen. An extra 5 whole pence. This Adidas trefoil jumper sold for £7. Racking 9 into the coat section, and we've sold a Bowden coat for £26.96. That's a little bit better, isn't it? In all seriousness, it's actually good to get rid of some of the rubbish that we've had for a very, very long time. For them £6, £7, £8, £9 sales, they all do add up, but I'm thinking of the bigger picture here, creating some more space for the wonderful Q4. We sold a next coat on racking 9. Again, £6.90. It's actually laughable now, isn't it? £6.95. Please, it can only go up from here, surely. We are now into the B3 box. I mean, it gets a little bit better. We've got a Motorola Talk Head here with its original case. £9.95. Wow. Now we're talking a boxed red Wii bundle. This is why I keep my Nintendo Wiis for Q4, because I think we've sold like 3 or 4 this weekend. That one sold for £70. Talk about Wii stuff, into the B4 box, and we've sold, I believe it's this one here, an official Wii wheel in its box, £9.95. That is unbelievable. And that does not include the remote, obviously. £9.95 for a Wii reel. Absolutely mental, that. The less we say about this sale, the better. We have a Nokia front and back. Are you ready for this? $5.79. Whoa, unbelievable. This actually is a very good sale for us today. An Assassin's Creed bundle here, ladies and gentlemen, $12.99. Aha, here it is, $1,800. And there, a pair of Armani jeans that sold for £28. That's a nice little sale, isn't it? Better than 90% of the stuff that I've already shown you today. Here we go, 2 Nintendo Wiis. Very nice multi-quantity list in here. Exactly the same bundle fodder games. Just trying to increase the prices slowly, but I need to build up that sales report. £40 each. Q4, I told you time and time again, is Nintendo Wii season. Let's flipping go. I cannot wait to actually take a proper deep dive look at the other sort of Nintendo Wiis that we've got. We've still got like 140 of them to go. 1888. Here we have, I believe it's a Ralph Lauren polo sort of quarter zip. That sold for £32.95. That's a really nice clothing sale, that, to be fair. Clothing is becoming incredibly difficult to sell on eBay, but if you stay patient, price sort of competitively, they will eventually go. So don't get too disheartened if it takes 2, 3, 4 weeks to sell. Eventually they will go. Racking 22, and we've sold this floral shade that we picked up in a car boot video that you guys would have seen, and that sold for £28.99. We then sold this Hush sweater, 1917. That sold for £14. Again, just good to see the back end of some of this absolute drab, because let's be honest, that's what this is. We've had it for a while. Let's just get it gone. Move on to the next. Broken stuff sells so well. This is a bundle of broken cameras. 13 of them sold for £45. That's the best sale of the day so far. That's so far. I'm pretty sure it gets better than that. But so far, broken is the best sale of the day. 1952. Here we have a pair of Ted Baker jeans. They sold for a whopping £24.95. Aha. I'm looking for CR7, and here we have it. I'm looking for an Adidas jumper. That looks like an Adidas jumper to me. Just a plain Adidas jumper. Look at that. The only reason I know it's Adidas, because it says on the tag. It's actually a sample one. $19.99. We now need to go into racking 25, because we have a new winner of today's video. a Sony PlayStation 2 with 20 games sold for a whopping, I don't think you guys are ready for this, £104.95 for PS2 with 20 games. Now that was absolutely mental. Going inside the D box, and we've sold another pair of them Weeping Willow trees by Gauge Master, $14.99. Here we have a Michael Jordan PSA 7 card inside this box, proper well packed. You know, we're not messing about when it comes to these graded cards. £32.95. To me, to be honest, for PSA 7 is pretty good going. £32.95. Yes, please. 4 blank tapes from the brand Maxell. That is a credible sale, by the way. £20 for some blank media. Insane. Brand new and sealed. 4 of them. Happy days. Sales like that absolutely blow my mind every single day. Oh my days, I don't even think this has been showcased on the old channel. We've sold some Hornby track. We've sold a pack of A's, which are just some straights. And now I'm looking for F, which is 6 pairs of curves, which are these. They sold for $18.99 plus £4.99 postage to the same buyer. So that will save very nice on postage. We're now going around racking 10, and we've sold a Roberts radio for 25 whole British pounds. Oh, I can showcase this, I think, today. 70 watt. This is so much better, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait until our see-through bags come from eBay, because yeah, we need them big time. These are a pair of Joseph Chabil mid-top sort of wool leather, really cool. £30 all in. But yes, I much prefer that system behind me instead of this system here. We're just waiting for more plastic see-through bags. Here we have a £20 video game sale, Little Nightmares. It does actually include the original soundtrack, so that's probably helped push the value of this. This sold for £20. The lower the number of our system, the better, because that means that they've been on longer. So if they've actually sold this weekend, that's always a Brucey bonus. This is probably what, 15th oldest pair on eBay at this moment in time. They sold for £22.95. No, 922 sounds a lot and sounds high, but we're over 2,000 sales on trainers alone. Yeah, good to see the back of these. With the release of the new Battlefield, that means Battlefield 2042 has sold for a whopping, are you ready, £8.06. It just gets better and better here at Rummage Around. Now this is a lot better. £32.95 for WrestleMania. What's that? WrestleMania 8 and 9? 33 quid. Large letter. Happy days. That, if we could sell that every single day, I'd be one happy person. But let's be fair, if we could do that, it'd be way too easy. I'm looking for 1,600. Here it is, a pair of Hotters, £26. I'm pretty sure this is some sort of movie or TV series. Constantine, the video game, £11.66. 1880, a pair of Primark Lilo and Stitch boots that we bought from John Luke, probably about 3 or 4 months ago. They sold for £23 for a pair of Primark Lilo and Stitch boots. What on earth is going on? Into the Games 6 box, and I believe this is our last copy of the complete series of Breaking Bad, £24.95. Sticking with Game Box 6, The Warriors, £14.96. That's a really nice copy of The Warriors as well. P.S. What a flipping game. If you haven't already, highly recommend it. Look at us, the #1 gaming reseller on eBay. Formula 1 2013 Classic Edition, Formula 1, sold for £10.95. Footwear racking 2, and I believe we've sold a pair of these. Fitvilles, are these 6.5? Yes, they are. UK 6.5. They sold for £26.95. Footwear racking 3, and we've sold, here they are. It took me a little while to find these, to be honest with you. A pair of Mercurial X's, AstroTurfs. You can tell that by the bottoms of the shoes. They're not boots, they're Astros. £24.95. Here we have a £13.46 transmitter from the brand Panasonic. Yeah, there's not really much more to say about that. We'll go as a large letter. Only costs us £1.55 to post. That's not bad at all. Into the G box, and they are right on top. Just Dance 1, 2, and 3 sold for £11.95. We need to be going inside the M box, and we've sold this Toyota Corolla E21 right hand door mirror, genuine part, for £18.99. Yeah, I made that look a little bit awkward. I've just picked up a pile of stuff. We've got an Epson projector remote. I think that sold for like $12.95. A broken Technics probably will get returned because the buyer's probably not actually read that. That sold for $30. We sold a nice Super Nintendo Striker condition with a protective case. That sold for like 20 quid. A Lush Cream sold for $12.99. And last but not least, we sold a Ford Cougar bumper toe cap for $17. Let's get back to packing and picking individually. A Panasonic SL2400 and matching dock speakers sold for $34.97. Nice little cool sale there. Quite enjoy that sort of. I do love myself some electronics, you know. I'm looking for some Sony floppy disks, which are here. 30 times Sony floppy disks, £20. This is a nice sale. Andrea Zeller violin, £120. Look at us selling literally everything. We've sold sun cream to violins to Arsenal shirts to Saints shirts to, I don't know, Joseph Seville boots to baby carriers to Humax boxes. We sell it all with that up there violin. That's an awful angle. Yeah, we sold a violin for 120 quid. We sold this British Nuclear Test Veterans Service mug for £20 and 66 pence. A Saints rugby shirt sold for £17, which, if I'm being honest, we could probably hand deliver it because it's literally next door to us. So that'll save us a few pennies on the old postage. Nice little sale here, a Nintendo Game Boy DMG, £60 all in. Happy with that. I love selling this sort of stuff. Next sale are 2x20 Super 8 tapes from Agfa, made in Germany. £20. And then a Mozart's 3 or 11 CD. Look at that, £20. There's some good money in classical music, you know. Something I didn't realise until recently. So it's well worth keeping an eye on the old classical sort of Mozart, Beethoven, all them good, amazing composers. Definitely look out for their CDs. The penultimate item is an ICOM ICH6 handheld radio, untested, sold for £15. And last but certainly not least, a TV stand for Toshiba, I believe, with its screws, which is super, super important. £23.95. Just casually sat on a £300 printer. Would you just look at absolutely everything that we picked and sold this weekend? That is insane. That is 60 orders sold. I'll tell you what, that is pretty good going. We've just sold a sort of bundle of vintage hardback leather books as well for $39.95 to round it up to that £60. It literally just came in as I was recording the ending of this video, so we'll add that into today's total as well. £2,000, 60 items odd. I've been your boy Kieran, and I'll see you beautiful lot tomorrow at 6 p.m. Remember, every single day, 6 p.m, Monday to Friday, there'll be a brand spanking new video on this channel. So you're going to want to subscribe, and while you're down there, please do smash that like button, and I'll see you beautiful lot tomorrow. Bish bash flipping.